There is nobody, no one to outrun me. So give me a run for my money. Sipping bubbly, feeling lovely, living lovely. Just love me. I wanna be love me, just love me.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I recorded my full face routine for you guys. I added in my foundation, my highlight, and my contour. I'm getting a crazy amount of questions on my face routine when I go out, when I'm wearing makeup, from strangers, from people I know, on Instagram, about how I make my skin look so flawless and matte. I'd love to say I woke up like that, but I didn't, and this is how I did it. It is makeup. It's a full face of makeup. I'm not trying to fool anybody, but I did start barefaced so you could see like the start to finish progression of it, and then you can decide if that's too much for you. Take out some steps. That's totally okay. You can still get a flawless matte finish without all the steps I take. That's just what works best for me. I love makeup and I love doing makeup, and wearing a lot of makeup doesn't scare me. I hope it answers a lot of people's questions. I hope I can help everybody. I hope you guys really like it. And if you'd like to see how I get my full matte finish face, just go ahead and keep on watching. So I wanted to go ahead and start off fresh face and completely bare. I'm sure you guys noticed I'm in a like completely different weird setting because I am at home for break. I'm at my house and I don't really have a good background to use. So to start, I'm just gonna moisturize. It's a Shea Moisture's African Black Soap Problem Skin Moisturizing. So I just go ahead and put like a finger amount, and it does say to rub upwards for whatever reason. That's why I'm kind of putting it on funny. I do put Aquaphor on my lips. It's good to get them nice and moisturized. This is gonna be an oily full face matte routine because I do have oily skin. I love the matte look. It just looks so flawless, and honestly the oils kind of come through on their own and give me more of like that glowy, natural, I guess dewy skin. And I found a new really bomb foundation. I just go ahead and make a whole video on it so that I can put you guys on. It's crazy because when I bought it, like I thought there was no way I was gonna like it. I was like, it's so watery looking. How is this gonna be matte? It's not thick enough. It's not gonna be full coverage, blah, blah, blah. This bomb ass foundation is literally $14. With the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. And I'm in the color Golden. Always have to mix foundations, but this matched perfectly. Luckily, there was a girl in the store with like my similar like skin tone, and it worked out perfect. I have to say I think I like it better than my Urban Decay All Nighter, which is like 50 bucks. This is $14. And I feel like because it's so liquidy and you don't need a lot of it, like it's gonna last me so much longer. Then to blend this in, I'm gonna use a damp beauty blender because you don't need a lot. You think because it's watery like it's not full coverage, it's in a second, it totally is. So I just do like 2 drops and kind of spread them out. See, the consistency is really watery. I'm gonna take the like round end of my beauty blender and just go ahead and start to buff that in. And hopefully you can see already that it's just spreading out super easily. It's so blendable. Like really, that's it. It's already blended. That was like 2 seconds. My other foundation takes so much work to blend in. Forehead, I only do 1 drop because I don't like a lot of coverage on my forehead, because my forehead's like the tannest part of my face. So I do not put a lot of foundation on my forehead at all. And then I go over my eyelid just as like a pre-primer kind of to cover like, you know, the little veins and stuff in your eyelid. It literally looks like your skin. It's so lightweight. I can't even say enough. It's so good. Like it feels like I'm not wearing anything on my face. And just watch how easily this covers my problem area. What's great about this is it's buildable, so you can put a little bit more on areas that you feel like need it. And then just go back over that spot with some more. On my total face, probably like 4 drops of that foundation, and it completely covers everything. It just looks so natural and I love it. So for concealer, I'm gonna be going in with 2 different concealers. Since I didn't have to mix my foundation, I thought it was okay to mix my concealer today. So yeah, I'm gonna start with my e.l.f. concealer because I do really like the color of this, and it's hard to find colors that match my skin tone. I tan and my color changes so much, so don't be afraid to mix to find your perfect shade. Actually, in the color light, I will say if you're more fair than me, you're probably not gonna like the e.l.f. concealer, because if I'm the color light, there's no way that this would work on a fair skin tone. So go ahead and apply this under my eyes. A triangle shape. I'm using as more of a highlight than a concealer, so I just want to brighten up my under eyes with this. Take it out a little bit farther than I usually would because it blends really nice, and it's a really lightweight coverage nose because it's a lot lighter than the other one. And do a teeny bit on my forehead. I don't do my chin, and I go really light on the forehead. I start off blending off my forehead because I don't want it to dry out too much. I'm going to use that same foundation side and then blend out my forehead. I do kind of have a big forehead. I want to highlight the middle of my forehead, but I'm going to contour the outside of my forehead. That way it gives it a smaller appearance. I promise you it'll all come together in the end. For my under eyes, I'm going to take the pointy side, make sure I get all the way up under my eye and just blend that out nice and lightly. You don't want to be too hard under your under eyes because it's a really delicate part of your skin. The part under my eye is blended, but this is still kind of harsh, so I'm going to go back to the foundation side, the round end of my beauty blender, and blend the edges out. And then you can see it made it a much better transition from my light to my foundation. Over my nose with that same pointy side. I like to keep it nice and light on the nose. So I'm gonna go in my Maybelline concealer. If you guys watch my videos, you've definitely seen me use this. This is what I've always been using. But this e.l.f. one just is so brightening. I just think it's gives a really pretty effect to the makeup look. But I'm gonna use this one right under my eyes. And like I said, in the e.l.f. one I was light. And then in this one I'm medium 25, and this one is just as light, if not lighter. Putting that in the darkest part where I can still see a little bit of darkness to give me a teeny bit more coverage, and maybe just a dot on my nose. And now you can see how bright my under eye is now. It just gave it that extra oomph of coverage. Another question I get a lot is how do I get my under eyes not to crease? Set it immediately with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This is just the lid of it. So I have the powder in the lid right here. I don't know if you can see. There's the powder. I kind of dump some into the lid. Go back in with my damp beauty blender. So blend out those creases one last time. And then stick the beauty blender into the powder, tap it in. And because it's damp, it'll pick up a lot of product like that. But that's good. That's what we want. So I'm going to literally just set it on top of my concealer. I'm not patting it in or anything. I'm letting the concealer soak up as much of the powder as it wants to. That's how I really get my under eye set really well. Keep in mind, while you're watching me do this, isn't an everyday thing. I just get the most questions when I have a full face on how I get my skin to look so matte and flawless, and this is how I do it. So this isn't something I do every day or to go to school or to go to class. It's not what I do, because it does take a long time, especially to master it and stuff. When I set my forehead, I don't pack as much on because my forehead tends to be a little bit drier right when I set my face. But I'm going to leave this on my under eyes for a good amount of time, probably 5 to 10 minutes if not more. So I'm gonna go and do my eyebrows, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I did my eyebrows, and then I popped on some eyelashes, and now I'm gonna take my e.l.f. stippling brush and I'm gonna wipe away this powder. And as I'm wiping it away, I'm gonna set the rest of my face, the rest of my foundation. I'm gonna press it in under my eyes. I'm kind of just patting it in, and then I'm gonna pull down what's left of it and kind of buff it all over the rest of my face. I don't really want to dust away underneath my eyes. I want to keep as much powder on as possible. And to make sure the rest of my face is really set, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Infallible. I'm in the color Sun Beige 500. Just bring a little bit of color back into my face by setting just over the foundation parts of my face. I'm gonna go on with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. In all the videos I've posted so far, I haven't been using this to bronze. I always use drugstore bronzers, but I refound this in my makeup kit and I gave it another try. I used to really hate it. I came back to it and I figured out I really loved it, and that happens a lot. Like, you'll forget about products, or sometimes they'll stop working for you, and then you'll go back and try them like a little while later and then decide like you love them again. I'm gonna take the two side colors, so the more warm tones, same stippling brush. I love using the stippling brush for blending anything because it just blends so much better. If you can see kind of how the bristles are, they're really soft, light, and fluffy, so it gives you like a pretty even distribution of product. Lightly bring some color back into my face. Now, I'm not like contouring right now. I'm not being precise about where I put it, but if you can just see the difference, like this side has more like a glow to it already, and then this side's really flat and washed out, so we're just bringing like some dimension back into our face. I have a very round face, so I'm keeping it pretty high. Like the lowest I'm starting is at like the hollow of my cheek, and then I'm going up from there so that I can really like lift my cheekbone. Since I highlighted the middle of my forehead, I'm gonna stay on the perimeter of my forehead and just ever so subtly. You want this to be super subtle, so I'm just keeping it on my temples, kind of working it in, and then you can go ahead and connect that to the cheekbone. That way you have like a full perimeter going on. Go ahead in with my Amon, this is called Sheer Finish Bronzing Powder. It's definitely not sheer in my opinion. It's pretty pigmented, and it also has some like gold flecks in there, which I usually don't like, but because it's summer and like, you know, glowing is in, I'm dealing with it. And this is like the warmest bronzer I have, so that's also why. I have natural light behind me and two umbrella lights and a ring light, so naturally I'm gonna look brighter, but I'm definitely the tannest I've been in a really long time. But you can also, if you have a round face like me, you can go under your jawline a little bit, ever so lightly with the bronzer, and then kind of bring it down to your neck. I love the stippling brush as it really buffs out like all the lines. When you have a harsh line, it's just so obvious that you're wearing a ton of makeup. I mean, I'm not trying to hide that fact that I'm wearing makeup, but I also don't want it to look, you know, extreme and like really fake. So I'm gonna take this little teeny blending brush to contour my nose. The same two colors in the Anastasia kit, and I'm just gonna take this brush and go on the sides of my nose. If you remember earlier, we highlighted the bridge of our nose. We did that so when we contour, we don't have to put as much powder for it to see the difference. And this brush is actually from some weird eyeshadow palette that I got. It came with it. I didn't like the eyeshadow palette. This brush ended up working perfect for my nose contour. So unfortunately, I can't like tell you where to get this. But the beauty blender, I got the beauty blender from Sephora, and then I got the stippling brush from e.l.f. Target has a really big variety of like e.l.f. brushes. They carry a lot of them. Probably the most expensive thing I use for my face routine is my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and that's just because I haven't found one that works better. Go up the sides of my nose, and then I also go up underneath my eyebrow. It kind of just gives that more slimming effect to the nose. I have a pretty small nose, but I just like it to look kind of like straight. I just like the look of nose contour. Definitely don't need to contour your nose. It's an extra step you don't have to take. It's not necessary at all. And then the final step, which is a lot of people's favorite. I didn't like it for the longest time. It's growing on me though. I'm gonna highlight. I just recently got this Betty Luminizer by The Balm Cosmetics. It's actually the first thing I've ever tried by The Balm. It's really golden. It's almost too golden for me. Like I said, I picked up a tan, so that helped. It's really pretty, especially like on your skin. I'll literally show you guys. I'm gonna take this other fluffy brush from BH Cosmetics. It's like a smaller fluffy brush. I don't need a lot at all. Shine, like, did you see that? That's so pretty. I like it better as like a body glow than anything. So if you like more of that like bronze glow, then this is for you. If you like just the plain glow, I'll show you my other one. Go on the highest part of your cheek where your highlight and your contour slash bronze is meeting, and just get that right on there. As you can see, it's just like a really subtle bronze, kind of like wet skin look. If you're into that and you're on the tanner side, this one is bomb. This one is more of like a highlight. BH Cosmetics Wild and Radiant Baked Bronzing Palette, illuminating and bronzing palette. Second lighter one. So this is the lightest, the second lighter one. I take that, mix a little bit of the gold shade, I just add that on top. And to me, I'm like actually gonna tone it down a little. And to me, highlight is great when you're taking like pictures, you're on camera like this, but in person, it's a little bit much for me. I don't love the way it looks. If I do highlight, that is what I use. And then my last and final step, which is one of my favorites, is the Scandinavia Makeup Setting Finishing Spray, and it's the oil control one. This is on the pricier side, but honestly, it's so worth it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like those Facebook videos or Instagram videos that went viral of like people doing the makeup on their hand. They would spray this on it and then run it underwater and like rub it, and it didn't go anywhere. Well, that's this setting spray. You can get it online. Luckily for me, in the mall that I live by, they sell it in one of like the beauty stores there, but it is an online brand. Spray this after you're done. Make sure you shake it really well. It literally sets your makeup in place insanely. Like, I've been, like I said, sweating. It doesn't move, it doesn't budge. I don't get those handprints. I touched my face. I went to the pool in it. I got splashed in the face and my makeup didn't even run. This stuff is legit. It's worth the price. Please, please do yourself a favor, especially if you live in like a humid area or something. Like, just trust me, just do it. I go ahead and spray an excessive amount of this on. Gotta fan it in.